on Jimmy. And smoke on loud. I got perfect attendance. I ran that work.
Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I'm bringing to you guys something that I thought would be very helpful since the new semester is about to start. Not saying that, honestly, I don't know how it's going to play out or none of that due to the virus and things, but just in case, I want to go ahead and help you guys on what I think is going to go on to tell you guys what I think about what's going to happen in your college orientation. Now, this is basically my opinion, my tips, or everything like that, because I have been through 2 orientations, one for community college and one for a university. I think, if I'm not mistaken, every school you go to, you have some sort of orientation, some sort of walkthrough on campus or something. So yeah, that's what it is. So this is going to be probably a 2-part video, because I don't want it to be super long to where you guys just don't want to listen to it, and yet again, I don't want it to be super short to where you guys have a bunch of questions that I could have took the time to go over. So I'm going to do that now. When it comes to orientation, they basically want you to go ahead and bring everything you need, like paperwork, everything you'll need for orientation. During orientation, you are just make friends. And I'm pretty sure majority of you guys are coming from high school, because this is basically talking about freshman orientation. So some of the friends you left community college, left high school with, you probably won't necessarily go to college with. So it's time to make like new friends. Bring a refillable water bottle, because when I was going on campus for orientation, I was going during the summertime. And I'm going to give you guys advice, and I want you guys to listen closely. I have 2 water bottles here. Now, I'm not telling you what to bring. I'm not telling you, I'm not making the choice for you, but I'm going to give you my opinion. Now, my opinion is to bring water bottles like this. It's basically called a canister, and I'm not going to tell you who canister this is by, but I'm going to tell you guys, you can buy these from Walmart, and the cheapest that I done seen on these is like $6.49 and on up. They do have a big one that's have a handle on it, but I wouldn't carry that because you're going across campus. They do have different tops on them, so if you don't want one like this, you can always find another one. I have a lot of these, some big, some small, some is this size. So yeah, and this is a great idea because this lasts up to, I think, 8 hours, 16 hours of keeping water and stuff cold. And I would not suggest a lot of ice, because you'll be up in the sun. And sun and cold water, you'll feel kind of sluggish, kind of not so good. They also, and in both of these bottles I'm showing you, you can get them at Walmart. But I think I got this one at Big Lots, but I'm pretty sure you can get it at Walmart, which is this one. Now, when I'm sitting around the house, I drink 5 of these. And this is not a weight loss video, but what I was gonna tell you guys, this is not a great bottle to take with you because the water will get hot quickly. Especially because you're gonna be in the sun all day and all of that. So I would not suggest this bottle. Just because it's not going to protect your water from the heat. Now the one I showed you first is a great water bottle, so I would suggest everybody to get that water bottle and take it with you. Like I said, Walmart has a lot of these, and they go from probably $4 up. And sometimes they run clearance sales on these. You just have to pay attention. Another thing I want to talk about is walking. Okay, you guys, you would do a lot of walking during orientation. And there is two parts of orientation. It's the one that's something similar to touring the campus and all this stuff, and then there's another one you have to take. I think they're gonna give it to you like orientation 101. That's what I had. And you have to do like, I think like 3 or 4 modules and turn it in and get credit for it, and then you'll be through with that class. But I want to suggest you guys bring comfortable walking shoes. I prefer you bring either some Skechers or something that is going to protect you from concrete, from heat, and all of that stuff. Also, I want to suggest you guys to not have you guys going out there and feel all nauseous. I suggest you guys eat a good breakfast. Now, I'm not saying eat a heavy breakfast. I'm just saying have something on your stomach. Because when you do a lot of walking and you haven't eaten anything, then you'll start feel sick. So make sure you eat a good breakfast, because the orientation usually lasts anywhere from 2 hours up to 6 hours. So that's the reason why I said just bring a balanced breakfast. Another thing I want to tell you guys is go open-minded. I feel like college it's full of diversities, it's full of unfamiliar people, it's full of experiences. So I just want to suggest you guys go in with an open mind. Be ready to meet new people, be ready to learn new things, be ready to take adventures with people you probably wouldn't take adventures if you was in your hometown or at home. Also, do not be afraid to ask questions. Like I always tell people, there are no dumb questions. And if it is a dumb question and you feel like it's a dumb question, trust me, it's probably somebody out there wondering the exact same thing that you are afraid to ask. So, just ask questions. I do want to tell you guys that sometimes it is kind of late to ask like registration questions. It's a good time, but also it can be a bad time to talk about financial aid. So I just want to tell you guys, ask anything you want to know right then and there during orientation. Don't wait. Also, I want to tell you guys what's going to happen, because I'm pretty sure I have a lot of questions asking what exactly happens on orientation day. Orientation day was basically created to give you the opportunity to make new friends, to get acquainted with roommates, purchase textbooks, become comfortable with navigating the campus, talk to people, talk to professionals, find your classrooms, all that kind of stuff. Orientation sometimes give you the chance to move into your dorm. I would say get to know your roommate, but sometimes at some community colleges and regular colleges, they send you a package, and this package tell you who your roommate will be. It sometimes consisted of their email address or phone number. And when you get that package in the mailbox or by email, make sure you hit your roommate up, because I'm not saying you and your roommate has to be the best of friends, because you don't, but you guys do have to have some form of communication. You guys must be some sort of friends. You guys must know if you can or cannot get along. Um, and I do have a video coming up, letting you guys know how you should choose your roommate, or even if you have that option to choose your roommate. Um, I want to do a video about that because, I know I did a video about my worst roommate when I was in college and my first apartment. So, I just want to give you guys a head up so you guys won't go through the same experience I did, because this is a whoo child. Again, I might have another question about asking about how how long can orientation last. Some colleges have it early during the summer to where you don't have to attend fall, and that's the one I was talking about. I went to that one. Just clear whatever day your orientation is. Just clear that day off. Because orientation can last anywhere from, like I said, from 2 to 6 hours. Sometimes it goes from 8 to 3. So yeah, just clear your whole day off. And others, um, they have their orientation the day before classes. So at this point, you already done moved on campus. You already done picked up your books and all of that stuff. And then they call all freshmen to the auditorium and wherever they have their meet halls at. And you guys have orientation there. And during that orientation, you just get like a bunch of information. You don't get the whole spiel like you would if it was summer or if they had orientation the week before. Again, some schools do have their orientation the week before. Some have it for the whole week. And there's when they have it for the whole week, they usually having 2 or 3 orientations at a time. And I say that because some orientation days you can bring your parents and friends, and then some orientations they just want 2 students, and then or other orientations they want parents. But I must say this: parents have their own orientation, and I'm gonna do a video about that later on. Basically telling you guys about what to be prepared about when you go to a parenting orientation for your child. Like I said, a parenting orientation is not mandatory. Sometimes, and I'm going to speak on this more in depth when I go, probably the second part of this video, is basically going to talk about the mandatory of the orientations. Now, when it comes to student orientation, some colleges, not all, some colleges do have it to where it is mandatory and mandatory to attend orientation. Some schools have it where you don't have to attend orientation, but you do have to finish the orientation modules online to get the credit. Like I said, they do have it for week longs, and when they do have it week long, it usually lasts anywhere from 2 to 3 days, and then probably on your 3rd or 4th day is when you talk more in depth about what's going on in school. You meet different people and all of that. What I really haven't talked about in depth is what you want to bring to orientation. Now, I did tell you to bring your favorite water bottle. I did tell you to bring comfortable walking shoes, but I also want to add in to bring notebooks. And I'm talking about, it don't have to be a big notebook. It could be a small tablet or a folder like this one. It doesn't have to be anything big, just enough. It can be even a writing pad, just enough so you can write down important things. Make sure you bring a pen or a pencil. Also, don't forget your comfortable shoes. I do want to throw that in. Do not forget that. Also, you want to have sunscreen. If it's not that hot and it's cold, bring a jacket. I would suggest you bring a jacket, especially if you're sitting in the auditorium because it's cold. And honestly, when you throughout college going to classes, you'll need a jacket because I'm pretty sure the majority of you guys are not or have been to college. If you have, let me know how you guys' classrooms are set up because when I was in college, I say that like I'm not still in college. But when I was in university, community college, it was very cold and they didn't have access to the thermostat to turn it up and turn it down, so they just left it at 50, and it got very cold. So take that. Bring any IDs that you might have to just tell people who you are, so you can go ahead and get your badge did for school, and that's one less thing you have to worry about. Also, bring any paperwork like financial aids, any paperwork you need to get a decal, get your ID made, get all that done. Make sure to take care of your dorm stuff and all that stuff. Make sure you bring all the paperwork to get that handled. Also, like I said, do not forget to take any notes you think is useful. Now, if you guys have liked what you heard in this video, stay tuned for part 2 because part 2 will go more in depth of what I think you guys want to know. So yeah, I'll see you guys in part 2, and yeah, we'll learn more about orientation. So yeah, let's go watch part 2.